What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Week 15, quarterback start sit edition. I'm still on vacation. Yes, I know it's a long vacation. But, I mean, I need vacations too. But it's hot. I mean, man, I'm like perspiring out here in Arizona. I'm seeing snow back at home. Mac, how's the snow doing? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm out here sweating. It's still hot in Arizona. But the show doesn't stop. We're still coming at you. Week 15, quarterback start sits. Got some name for you guys this week that we need to get into those lineups or out of those lineups depending on your need. We had some injuries this week. The loss of Carson Wentz hurt. I know. Josh McCown's been helping a lot of people. It hurts. I know it hurts. But we got some people out there that have been turning it up. And some guys that you can probably start relying on again. Some you may not be able to. First one I want to talk about, though, Dak Prescott. The return of Dak Prescott. A lot of people wrote off Dak Prescott. A lot of people did these past few weeks. I got some criticism this week for telling people to start Dak Prescott, but you could just tell the reemergence of that offensive line has kind of reinvigorated the offense. They're more energetic. They have more passion. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. It's great if you're a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Cowboys fan per se, but it's good to actually see it. That's all it was. The offensive line struggles was creating all kinds of havoc. They couldn't run the ball. If they couldn't run the ball, they're playing the pass. I mean, Dak was horrible, but you know what? Dak has turned it on. He's doing what he's capable of. It's what he's been doing for 2 years. I mean, it's not. This is all of a sudden Dak Prescott figured out how to play football. It's great to see. He had a career day, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. No turnovers. I mean, what else can you ask from your quarterback, especially at this point of the season? His mobility gives you a boost in value. I mean, he's running when he needs to. He's getting anywhere from 20 to 50 yards rushing a game. He's always got that Cam Newton ability, I guess you could say, from the goal line where he could run it in himself. I mean, like I said, the offensive line is just opening up holes upon holes. Alfred Morris looking like the reincarnation of the Washington Redskins Alfred Morris from a few years back. And they're going to be at Oakland. I mean, Oakland hasn't been able to stop anybody for weeks. I don't know what's happened in Oakland. They've kind of just turned not good. Derek Carr, like, turned into the past few weeks Dak Prescott, except he's been doing it all year. I don't get it. But Oakland, they're in a tailspin. Their defense is not going to stop anybody. It's a perfect opportunity again to throw Dak Prescott out there. And it's great because a lot of people counted on Dak Prescott, and you were kind of bummed out that here at the end of the season he kind of took a nosedive, but he's back. He's good to go. If you got him, make sure you throw him into your lineups. Start him with confidence this week. What about Kirk Cousins, though? Kirk Cousins has kind of turned into somebody who every single week you're questioning yourself. Do I start him? Do I not start him? He's so good, but you know he's just been struggling lately. What is it? What am I going to do? You're going to sit Kirk Cousins, and you're going to sit him for the foreseeable future. That offensive line is just in trouble. I think that they're literally to the point where they're just like, hey, you want to play? Because they got nobody else left. I mean, they're just dropping like flies. Kurt's running for his life. They're not able to run the ball. Samaje Perine is made of glass and can't stop getting hurt. It's just not good in Washington. Yes, they're going to have good games. There's going to be some garbage numbers here or there, but at this point of the season, you don't want to rely on garbage time numbers to carry you through. They're going to be in LA playing the Chargers. Just let this sink in for a little bit. The Chargers secondary is so good. They haven't allowed a 300-yard passer since week 8 to Tom Brady. I mean, and that's Tom Brady. All year long, they haven't allowed a 300-yard passer. I'm not trusting Captain Kirk this week. It's just not going to happen. I'd rather go with the next guy that I'm going to talk about before I'd go with Kirk Cousins. It's just too much of a risk. I don't care if you're playing, you know, the second week of your playoffs or you're out of the playoffs and you're just trying to play for the consolation to get in the top 5 to 8 range, whatever it is. I mean, we all want to win, and Kirk Cousins is just too much of a risk at this point. I'd much rather fire up somebody like, everybody brace yourself. Hold on to something. And as soon as I say this name, make sure you hit the like button below because I'm being bold. I'm going to start Blake Bortles this week. Blake Bortles has been playing great. I mean, Blake Bortles, the guy that we all made fun of in the preseason because he couldn't hit it, you know, an open receiver, has all of a sudden turned into a great option. He's had 3 straight weeks of 20-plus fantasy points. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll take that all day long for my quarterback. D.D. Westbrook is starting to come on. Him and Marquise Lee playing great. with the absence of Allen Hurns. You know, they're going to be playing in Houston. Everybody and their mother can throw against Houston. Even your mother could probably throw against Houston. That's how bad it is. But, you know, it's a great situation. Like I said, Houston's the worst ranked, you know, pass D in the league. Jimmy G just threw for over 300 against him. Blake Bortles is a great option. He's got that quiet mobility. You could say it's not a consistent mobility, but he's able to run and scramble. You saw it a few weeks ago. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He's capable of it. And if he's capable of it, that means it could happen at any point. So as of right now, the matchup that he's got, the weapons that he's got, Fournette's still running great. I know I'm gonna call myself out because I can do that. I told everybody to sit Fournette last week, and Fournette played great. It happens. You know, I wasn't expecting a huge game against Seattle, but they played great. They got everything going, and like I said, the emergence of D.D. Westbrook only helps players like Bortles. So by all means, if you don't have Blake Bortles, pick him up. If you got one of these guys that were sitting, feel free to start Blake Bortles over these guys. I mean, great matchups. What about Jared Goff? Jared Goff was somebody who was made fun of. Then he was started heavily. And then he's kind of quieted back off, and people are trying to jump off the bandwagon. I'm going to start Jared Goff this week. He's going to be at Seattle, which I know sounds a little crazy, but it's not the same Seattle defense that you're accustomed to knowing about. The secondary's banged up. Earl Thomas is banged up now. I mean, they've lost most of their playmakers on defense. Robert Woods should be coming back this week. We all know what this offense looked like with Robert Woods. Explosive, kind of gives a little bit of a hit to Sammy Watkins' value, but Robert Woods coming back is a great sign for Jared Goff. It's a must-win divisional game. I mean, these guys are neck and neck in the division, and this is the type of games where play callers like Sean McVay pull out all the stops. They're going to do whatever they can to get that ball into their playmakers' hands and do something with it, and that's going to be Goff this week. He's going to have a huge game passing. The only issue that I see with Goff, and this is something we're going to have to monitor, you know, throughout the week, is it's Seattle. Is it raining? What's the weather like? I mean, if they're in a torrential downpour or something, that highly limits the upsides of these guys. So make sure you guys are paying attention to the weather in all games. I mean, if they're playing in blizzards, like you saw in Buffalo this past week, don't start the quarterback. Start the running backs because they're going to run a lot. Start the defenses, but not the receivers. Okay, just watch the weather. The weather's important. Like I said, he's going to have his full offense at his disposal. He's thrown for at least 2 touchdowns 5 out of the last 6 weeks. It's great. I mean, it's quiet. He's not going out there and getting all the love that the Bradys and the Breezes, well, the past year's Breezes and everybody gets. But, I mean, he's doing great. I was one of his biggest critics in the preseason. He's proved me wrong. He's done a fantastic job. A lot of that goes to Sean McVay's credit, though. So, with Sean McVay at the helm, I can completely trust Jared Goff this week in Seattle in the playoffs or the fantasy playoffs. Great option for you guys, so make sure you get him into your lineups if you need one. Like I said, I appreciate all the guys' support. Still out here on vacation. I know. This is the last week of it. We'll be back together next week. Mac's still holding it down in North Carolina. Looking forward to getting back home, getting things back on track, back into routine. I mean, I got ducks doing some weird stuff back here behind me that I'm just not used to. Making all kinds of weird noise. They don't do this in North Carolina. It's the weather, whatever. Like I said, thanks for you guys for sticking with us through these past 2 weeks. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. If I didn't cover somebody you guys got, make sure you hit me up with a comment below. I'll get back to you personally with an answer. Make sure you also check out Mac's videos. He'll have his own start-sits videos coming out here shortly. Like I said, we appreciate you guys once again, and you guys have a good rest of your week. Thanks. Bye. What is going on, everybody? Jake Fantasy Headliners coming at you real quick. A little bit of news. Excited to announce we've just entered a partnership with the Draft app. Have you checked out the Draft app yet? Make sure you go to your Google Play Store, iTunes Store, whatever you got. Go check it out. More than 1 million people have already downloaded the Draft app, and you can play in a real live NBA or NFL draft right now and be done in under 5 minutes and get paid out the next day. I mean, how awesome is that? Drafts are filling up every second. You can join whenever you want. All new players, they'll get a free entry into a real money draft when you make your first deposit. All you have to do, use the promo code Headliners. That's right, make sure you are entering that promo code, getting yourself into a free money draft, and getting to play for free. Playing for free is awesome. So like I said, we're excited to announce that. Make sure you guys go check it out. We appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.